as humans, we as Nigerians, literally, we as anything. We're taking a look at volunteerism. Joining me in the studio, I have a guest. His name is Mr. Andronicus Adeyemo. Did I pronounce your name well, sir?
Yes.
All right. He's the director, programs, Nigerian Red Cross Society. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Thank you very much for joining me here this wonderful morning.
Thank you.
Okay, so apparently, and Red Crescent Day. Now, this special day is about appreciating the important ideas behind the International Red Cross and Red, who started the International Peace Prize. And I quote, "I give with joy, giving with a sense of joy and outcome. We honor the millions of volunteers who promise to help. Not all heroes wear capes, and helping in many disasters with bandages, stretchers, blood donations, and tools for getting better." World Red Cross and Red Crescent Day celebrates keeping peace. It also helps people learn about staying healthy. During the celebration, there is music and messages on TV to teach millions of people and malaria. And that's why today on the Big Talk, we will, in the spirit of International Red Cross Day. And that's why I have joining me. Now, to our listeners out there, we encourage you to join us. You can live stream. You can join our live streaming on 1693.7. Just type in Big Talk on Citizen FM 93.7 on the me for my error. I've been duly corrected that the theme for this year is actually keeping humanity alive. I do apologize for that error. It is definitely an oversight. So the theme for this year is keeping humanity alive, and quite important with everything that we are experiencing in Nigeria, in the world, and also around the globe. Now, to our listeners, you can join this conversation by calling us on 0903 2229 08 a WhatsApp message. Send us questions due to get answers to your unanswered question. Now, before we even get into the question and answer part, let's observe a very quick break, and when we are back here, we'll run through the rest of this morning's conversation. Do stay tuned to Citizen 93.7 FM.
Wake up. Generate. And this is your station. Talk Radio 93.7 Citizen FM. Hello, Abuja. You are listening to 93.7 Citizen FM, the latest radio station to development programming to enable residents share ideas and conversation. Our aim is to build a united Nigeria by bringing people of diverse culture together through communication. Enjoy your station. We are a part of your life.
And yes, many thanks for staying tuned. Welcome back to the Big Talk right here on Citizen 93.7 FM. My name is Sean Smith, and I have a guest with me in the studio, Mr. to be taking a look at the need for volunteerism and humanitarian service. Even before we go deep into the conversation, I think my first question to Mr. Adeyemo would be, could you briefly tell us the significance of volunteerism and humanitarian service in this present day?
Thank you, Mrs. Sharon Smith. Yes, humanitarianism and volunteerism, they go hand in hand. Without volunteerism, you cannot carry out, because from the Battle of Sovereigno in June 1859, that gave birth to within 16 hours, when the Battle of Sovereigno was ravaging, going on, French army as 40,000 troops either died or wounded within 16 hours, less than 1 day. And 400,000 people came out, those learned, unlearned, hospitals with horses. So you will see more veterinary doctors, but it was able to salvage and save many lives. And that is why part of our mandate is saving life, to save life, and elevating woman's sovereign wherever it may be found. And hundreds of people came out to give helping, and definitely a lot of people were saved. And since then, in 1863, 17 February 1863, International Committee of Red Cross was established, was founded. And here we are today celebrating 161st year, 161 year humanitarian organization in the world. We taught the world to give helping hands. The dangers, not just when things happen, we went to developmental programs, we went to emergency services. So think it, anything you can think that humanitarian organizations normally do. Yes. It's not just, this is service that is default. You are not expecting something in return. You give it wholeheartedly, freely. Thank you.
Quite true. All right, thank you very much, Mr. Adeyemo, for, service. Now, let's even go, because this is no doubt a humanitarian challenge, about is that when it comes to the need for volunteerism and humanitarian service, especially the fact that you are a part of the Nigerian Red Cross Society, what is, how massive is this talk we're having?
Yes, in Nigeria alone, you can see that countless, you see insurgency in the northeast, west, and north central Nigeria now. So you can see, and you still see at this very jet age, thousands of Buja. When you go to Apo resettlement centers, you see IDP camps. If FCT can be hosting, what about you go to Meduguri, go to Asket of Yola, go to Asket of Damaturu, you go to Sokoto and other places. So you see IDP camps and will have been hopeless. We give them succor and we provide life-saving services to them, giving them food and social, give them hope and them to keep learning so that they will not forget what they have to go to schools, secondary school, primary school, nursery schools, depending what we have funding for.
Okay. All right, that's quite understandable. Thank you very much for that insight. Now, when we talk about humanitarian services, should it be a seasonal venture or a day-to-day activity?
Yes, it depends. Like journalists, for instance, you love content and volunteering with from outside the states, digitally, developing content for us, helping us to review documents, doing of job. But we are flexible, and everybody, pastors, imams, we have one way or the other to render services in what we do. So it depends. We are flexible, and those who may think they can also contribute by giving to the cause, one way or the other, to contribute, either regularly or seasonally.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much, sir, Mr. Adeyemo, for that. And also 22205 0818 2222205 or 0903 2229 79. May 8 happens to... No, I'd like to ask you, what role do you think technology plays in enhancing volunteerism and humanitarian service?
I think it has really physical barrier now. It's not an attribute to as a way of wanting to render voluntary service to Nigerian Red Cross and other humanitarian organizations that engage volunteers. Depending on our expertise, our develop proposals, review proposals, contribute to one thing or the other. We can do computer training for volunteers also to enhance their skill. Those who are who are IT gurus, they can say, I'm going to give me 1,000 through Zoom, through Microsoft platform. I'm going to train, or through YouTube live channels on LinkedIn or Facebook. I will be training your volunteers so hours to upgrade their skill. So a lot of things. If you are a psychologist, clinical psychologists, medical doctors, we have educators. You can contribute to enhance their skill. So in the promotions, medical doctors, pharmacy, much more relevant. And if you are a computer scientist, you can render computer engineers, what have you. We have equipment that can be repaired, those who are into electrical, electronics. So these are ways we can contribute, virtually or physically.
Okay, thank you very much. Terrorism powers the world. Definitely differently motivates this set of people with society.
Yes, thank you. Safety that want us to collaborate, and we had physical meetings where we are the biggest and the oldest. We have around 18 million volunteers globally that work in conflicts, ravage community. But we are flexible and we have open door policy. So we collaborate. Just as we collaborate with others, what we are doing. So, but some without bringing something. This area, you have funding, you have money, or there are specific areas you have identified which you have not seen. A humanitarian agency will jointly know how to solve those humanitarian challenges. But our door is wide open.
Okay, thank you very much for that. Now, let me even ask you a very personal question. What does it mean to devote your life to assisting people in their need? Because the truth is, you have a life, to spare your time to make sure that...
You see, it's also personal, just as you ask personal questions. A lot of people want to render, because they derive personal joy. You cannot experience, I don't know how to visualize it for you, but when you go to IDP camps or you see refugees that are running away, whose only one surviving soul, you are able to rescue that. Not just that, you are able to treat him or her, rehabilitate the person mentally, giving him or her psychosocial support, and giving them accommodation, even though it is temporary accommodation. Pending the time, a bigger support will come, and their children able to go back to school. So you see, you have saved generations from going down the drain. And you have seen, there are globally now, you see refugees that are into marathon. They started running. Why it is? Because they develop. But if someone has not reached out to them, their hope, they will have been hopeless. And it gives personal joy also to see people, to see them, how you are bringing their life back to normalcy, and links, reunification of family links. In IDP camps, for instance, we're in Abuja, we could see they will give us tracing Red Cross messages. We call it Red Cross messages, to be delivered maybe in London now, in Maiduguri, in Lagos. Now, our volunteers will go to those addresses to trace those addresses out, bring back, but it can recollect. It may not be adequate. For instance, we get to Federal Ministry of Finance, we can ask for Citizens FM office. So it's at Labor House behind us. So by those contact tracing, We'll be able to trace their families and give them telephone together.
Okay.
Several is through the effort of volunteers. So you just see it's something you can touch when you see life being brought to people's life being brought to normalcy. You just see joy. It's not just money. People volunteering, they give their time, their resources, their money. There are people are being donated suits being worn by people. So it
quite true. Very, very, very interesting. There is a humanity's biggest threat to volunteerism here in Nigeria.
We need to bring these things back. In those days, in the 70s and 80s, when we were going to school, you see, you have to join Boy Scouts, Boys Brigade, Red Cross, Sherry brought back to schools. You see it in schools because idle hands are just devil's workshop. So if secondary school students in US, for instance, you have to do voluntary work, let's say 100 hours before you graduate. It's a requirement.
Sure.
It's one from US, one from our universities to community. See others before he became president, because he has been doing voluntary services at community level, so people know him. So these are things we can do. It has to start from the grassroots, from the elementary school, primary school, secondary school. So that's
okay, quite interesting. But so I believe that you didn't get my my major question. I was asking about the biggest threat faced when it comes to rendering this service. I know earlier you had mentioned how sometimes when they want to reach out to members of displaced families, and then they are able to get contact, and then you're able to meet up together and merge, and terrorism and humanitarian service.
Some of the biggest many youths, elderly people have some things on their table, so they want to also go out to work. So if you don't have what to eat, you will have child to give back to the society.
Okay.
Out of employment now, about 33% potential. So it's a big gap. It's very, very big gap. And presently we have around 800,000 across 36 states plus Federal Capital Territory.
That's unemployed?
No, volunteering with us.
Okay.
Volunteering with us. But now, we ought to have more. But because of unemployment and because of hunger crisis, so these are things, economic downturn. So as really, and the Jim said
okay, thank you very much, Mr. Adeyemo, for that. Okay, so Nigerians, of course, at our live stream mediums, Facebook at Citizen FM 9818 2222205 0818-2222205. We just literally talked about our guest, Mr. Adeyemo, had mentioned, hunger crisis is one major threat. But then again, let's go on a very quick break. We'll be right back here to talk some more and take questions and take calls from our listening 93.7 FM.
Hello, Abuja. You are listening to 90 to enable residents. Share we believe in progressive talk and solution-driven conversation. Our aim is to build a united Nigeria by bringing people of diverse culture together through communication. Enjoy listening to 93.7 Citizen FM. We are more than just a radio station. We are a part of your life.
And yes, many thanks for state humanitarian service. We looked at the biggest threats facing volunteerism and humanitarian service in today's our very own country. And now, with social media to start with, because I remember earlier he mentioned Gen Z, that these days Gen Zs are digitals, they don't have the patience to. How do you think social media can both help and hinder volunteerism and humanitarian efforts?
Yes, we try to tap into the positive side of social media, just as Citizens FM is tapping. This is being live streamed. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and some other media that are being handled by Gen Z generations people. So as a volunteer in different states, developing contents, bringing videos, transferring graphic designs and niche. It's not other people, but Gen Z generations being able to do for us. So those are the positive aspect. But the negative aspect is being people who are addicted to social medias. Some that they are posting, doing one thing or the other under the service of heaven or on this planet Earth. There is time for everybody to post. So we should wait at things that are affecting our Gen Z generations, which they have to take care of. But we do tap into that, do give, carry out programs on mental health and psychosocial support services, those who are affected, impacted negatively.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Adeyemo. Now, let's say, or, maybe does it like it comes to volunteerism and humanitarian service?
Yes, I think as far as Nigeria is concerned, it's win-win situations. It's not, it's good, lower legislative chambers, federal government, act of parliament. Since 1960, British Red Cross. But after independence, British Red Cross. And federal government presently, if you file your papers, like if you have donations coming from London and finance, they will give you exemption. So these are government policies that is helping us, but you have to file it on time. Then we are also exempted from VAT, value added tax, all our items. So because we are non-profit, we are classified as non-profit. So we don't pay tax on if you give us funding now, just as UN give us funding, or Bill Gates, Melinda Foundation give us funding, and other agencies, we will not pay tax to federal government, and they apply. So to me, I would say government policies have been highly favorable, but they can also improve further. In Nigeria, they are yet to pass the law, law that will enhance, make it prompt. If we have equipment being donated now by U.S. government or by company accelerated passage, then when we also have I remember some years ago, Red Cross, German Red Cross, at times they are denied visa. Just coming to render humanitarian services to come and help us, or their visas are delayed. So these are areas that they should look into in helping not just Nigerian Red Cross, but all the humanitarian organizations in Nigeria. If they can pass that law, international disaster response law are coming, they are being clear. We are not saying they should not carry out due process, but let it be reduced to the barest minimum. And whenever we have technical services, they are delayed. And the trainings we're supposed to do for our volunteers to be in the field, so will be postponed again. And you will see agencies that say, okay, we don't have money, we will sponsor somebody, air ticket, his travel, DSA, what even will not pay for his airfare, air ticket, coming to render services with us to support Nigerian citizens. And you see our immigrations, our customs delaying these processes. So these are some of the few challenges, but generally federal government is trying in terms of the custom. Once you get the clearance paper from Federal Ministry of Finance, you take it to custom, all the goods will be cleared.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Adeyemo, for all those insights on, the need for volunteerism and humanitarian service. Before I bring the activities or events, okay, this is
with British Red Cross,
okay.
5 states, Lagos, Imo, Delta, Bauchi, and Federal Capital here. To be able to build resilience of community people, we have been able to give cash voucher assistance, cash disbursements for a number of times now in these 5 states, and we are hoping to do more. We also have Maiduguri and Benue here and Adamawa states through Norwegian Red Cross efforts. They are supporting us, EDSA improving the primary health care at community level. And we are into hunger crisis also, which we are working around 12 states now. Samfara, Sokoto, Kebbi, Niger, have about 12 states also, including Lagos, Delta, budget like federal government have to make us to be also do carry out climate change adaptation, CCA. So we are working with University of Ibadan, and we also carry out mental health and psychosocial support. We may stream it into other projects, other programs that we do. And we also have approach, CA, community engagement accountability as an approach strategy to give maximum results. In Bay States, specifically, Borno, Yobe, and Adamawa, we work with International Committee of Red Cross to give life-saving services and materials, relief and non-food items to IDPs, and 2000 hope is restored.
Thank you. Also give us answers certain questions out here, service. In a world facing numerous social, environmental, and acts of kindness, it is a power for communities and even foster change. It's very important to put yourself out there. So we do appreciate your time. We appreciate what you do. Thank you very much, Mr. Adeyemo.
Thank you so much.
All right, so everyone who is tuned in this morning's conversation on the Big Talk, please do stay tuned for more conversations right here. Catch us again, same time, 8 a.m. every day of the week, Monday through Friday. We bring you topical issues, and definitely make sure you keep listening to Citizen 93.7 FM.
Hello, Abuja. You are listening to 93.7 Citizen FM, the latest radio station based in Nigeria's capital. Our station seeks